My new passion has really been around document extraction, document imaging, and where that plays a role in this idea of digital transformation, where I have a lot to talk about when it comes to that. This is like my my little promotion, if you will. I'm in the scanner business now. That's what no PC needed, LCD touchscreen, touch to SharePoint Online, OneDrive, Azure Blob Storage, all in one. It's kind of cool. That's what I do for a living now. There you go. Again, this sort of illustrates it, just a drop more. When the document goes in to this scanner, it could either go through NX Manager, which is the software that it comes with, and then it could go to your RPA engine, SharePoint Online, OneDrive, or your favorite cloud provider. It's probably Azure. So there you go. So let's get into it. So a lot of my content today, I'm part of the content services group, and this is part of their knowledge and insights sort of pitch deck, if you will. It is a fabulous content, which is why I am borrowing it from Microsoft. And as we go along, I believe that Joel is monitoring. So Joel, if anyone has a question, I can't see another screen. I'm only logged in through here, so by all means, ask away. So obviously, with COVID, organizations need to be more resilient. They really need to, and I hope that these transitions, I'm going to show a little video from my friends over at Mott MacDonald over in the UK, although they're they've got a large presence here in the United States. But one of the gentlemen there said that their success is really based upon their employees' knowledge, finding the important documents, finding the important people, whenever and wherever they are, especially on projects, is going to be a deal breaker for them. It's not a deal breaker, it would be a deal breaker for them.
We are not getting the audio, by the way.
Bummer. You know what? It's so bizarre because I thought I clicked the button when I was sharing. Hold on, because the audio is actually kind of cool. Let me reshare. So let me stop sharing, and I will share again. Thanks, Joel. Include computer sound. Thought that was the first time. If this doesn't work, then let me know if I'm about to start the video.
Mott MacDonald are a global engineering management and development consultancy.
We're in the infrastructure business. So whether it be power or water or telecoms or transport, you've probably touched one of our projects, whether you know it or not. Our mission really is to open opportunities with connected thinking.
Connected thinking is our approach for connecting content to people and people to content, enabling just-in-time information to allow projects and their teams to get the best value for their clients and for the business.
We have 47 practices globally. And what that does is ensure that people are sharing the knowledge between themselves and delivering that through to projects.
As an engineer at Mott MacDonald, you could be involved in 4 or 5 projects per given day.
Everybody in the company is part of a different knowledge community, or possibly several. It's sharing that knowledge throughout the business, no matter which section you're in.
We think knowledge sharing is going to change extensively over the next decade or so.
We find that search is only half the story. We have to do something to assist people, to guide people to find the information they need that's relevant to them. I'm really excited by Microsoft's vision for creating knowledge networks. It fits completely in with our strategy for knowledge management. The idea of connecting people to content, content to people, powered by Microsoft 365, is going to be a game changer for us.
Love that video. So where do these knowledge and insights come from? Content experience. It's really all around the graph. All coming into one, where you get your information, your tools, all in one. Right? Connecting the people, the knowledge, the experts, and the insights all in one place. Generally, it falls into worksite, workplace insights, ask the expert, really finding where does it start? It starts with this knowledge discovery. As we all know, the average employee interaction worker spends almost 20% of the time searching. Search is without a doubt the #1 pain point in any organization, and a searchable record of knowledge can reduce by as much as 35% the time employees spend searching for company information. I know working in my organization, sometimes it's not always the easiest to find information, or the relevant information, I should say, on the first search. So having that sort of fabulous search experience is going to be important. This is a Microsoft slide, but I will tell you, being in the consulting world for 15 years before I joined Fujitsu, knowing where to search. Do I search on the intranet? Do I search in the HR portal? Where do I search? Finding the right person within the organization, very, very inefficient. And people don't know which search results to trust. Very similar if we're searching on Bing or Google, which one is the real search experience. And then so many different tools figuring out how to do it. So identifying the knowledge, getting the accurate sort of curation of that knowledge, and then having that fabulous discovery. So if you look at the slide here, so this was a typical topic center, people that are connected to the word SOAR, pin people, discovered people, pin files, discovery exact on the first time, the right time, every time. Where does content services play into all this? So content classification, curation, savings, organizations that are looking, where do I save money in all of this? So having a large savings, improved discovery savings, and then avoided legacy tools, professional services savings are very, very large. And all of this came from Forrester. They did a paper on I think it was called The New Technology, the Projected Total Economic Impact of Project Cortex. That's why this Project Cortex and Syntex are sort of the, I've been calling it the next teams. That's how big an impact it's going to have on the enterprise. And when it comes to the content services, as you guys probably are aware, a lot of silos out there, one marching to different beats, if you will, very, very labor intensive, error prone data entry. I find that in the scanning world, where if you're using a multifunction device or maybe one of our competitors, not having the right documents scanned, we do the Illinois, it's called the Illinois trick, where you've got the I and the L's, and making sure that you're able to identify those as you're going through your journey. With difficulties managing metadata and taxonomies, and then need to say the compliance, retention, records management is also, it's going to be very important when you're understanding the content, processing, and governance around it. Perfect example, this invoice here. There are a lot of different areas of metadata on here, everything from the date to the symbol to this looks like a trade of some sort. Making sure that all the numbers go to the appropriate places when this document is scanned into your system. I'm sorry? Oops. Need to get rid of some of these content services slides. So I don't have to tell you, when I look at employees and organizations, I put them into three buckets. You've got that third that are very engaged. Then you've got that third that I put them on the fence. Show me the money, what's in it for me? And then you've got that third that are never, ever going to be engaged. The statistics really prove it out. 70% of employees are engaged at best performing companies, and 21% of those show higher profits. So having employees that are engaged, whether it's through your intranet portal or more importantly, through your customers' experience, right? So the cost of knowledge transfers and knowledge drain, when folks leave your organization, having them transfer that knowledge and the cost of onboarding those new employees and finding the experts outside the team, and especially now where everyone's working remote, it makes it much more of a challenge. Finding the experts, surfacing those questions and answers, and then having amazing community spaces. I think that one of the most underutilized tools in an organization is Yammer. How do you get people to go to Yammer? How do you get people to even use Teams? I think it's got to start with the C-level executives. When we see them using it, as opposed to just having them email questions back and forth, have real conversations, get more work done. Communities are really the secret sauce to a successful, finding knowledge and insights. And here's a great example of a Yammer site. Sales best practices. When will customers be able to test the new drones? Now, on something like that, I guess you could probably just email maybe an expert in your company, but why not share it with a broader group? And you'll see that people answer questions when they're asked. You've got to make it worthwhile for them. Like I mentioned earlier, many organizations are very siloed. So how do we get the person that actually knows the answer to answer it? I'm a very big believer in contests and dangle a little carrot. Maybe it's a $25 Starbucks card, whatever it is. Try to get them to participate in this, because many times I just want to work with my head down, get my work done, and leave. So building those communities of purpose where you really get more work done with less. Having a great profile where it tells you where you sit in the organization, product marketing manager. She's also in sales and marketing. Her contact information, her links that she stores a lot of information. All the different types of information that might be appropriate to.
Your user profile includes attributes from your account, such as your name, job title, and email address, and extended attributes. Adding projects and areas of expertise to your profile makes it easier for people to find you. For example, Adele has added social media as an area of expertise. I can now locate an expert using Microsoft Search. From Office.com, for example, I can search for experts in social media, and Adele is provided as an answer because her profile was enriched with social media as an area of expertise. Here, from our intranet home site, I'm going to ask the question a different way. Who knows about social media? Sure enough, Microsoft Search provides Adele as an answer. When I search from the new tab page in Edge or from Bing.com, I get results from both outside and inside my company, so I can find experts to staff my project without having to go to outside experts. Unfortunately, many user profiles have not been enriched with projects, skills, or expertise. Microsoft 365 uses signals in the graph that understand your work to propose topics to add to your profile. Here, Lynn is being encouraged to add core as a topic to her profile. And when you've been associated with a knowledge topic by Project Cortex, you'll be able to add it to your profile with one click. Now, when I'm looking for an expert in Project Core, Lynn will be suggested.
Thank you, assistant. I like that. That's my personal Cortana, if you will. So again, connecting people with the knowledge and insights, experts, This section is really going to talk about the workplace insights. Right, so I think that we had talked about this earlier, but 2/3 of full-time workers experience burnout. Absolutely. We're all at home now. We are not traveling. We're not seeing clients. All of our interaction is like we're doing right now. And I appreciate everyone jumping on this to begin with. It could really, employee burnout can really trigger that downward spiral in individual and organizational performance. I think that Microsoft has really been talking about, as well as Fujitsu, is having a healthy lifestyle. Work-life balance has been around for a very, very long time. But actually practicing that on a regular basis is also going to be very important to avoid this employee burnout. So building that resilience within the workplace insights. So again, constant change and uncertainty requires agility, right? Having that fabulous corporate culture is the mindset, and mindset is really the biggest barrier to change. And then impacts of disruption to employees and customers, and like I mentioned a second ago, employee well-being, crucial for transformational change. So next step, planning. So what's next? So there are all sorts of envisioning sessions to really unlock the art of the possible within knowledge and insights around Microsoft 365. There are a bunch of resources here, finding a partner within Project Cortex, workplace insights. I'm going to be able to share some of these slides with you a little bit later. But let's get down to some of these envisioning modules. I've got about 15 minutes left. Perfect. So I broke it down into 3 different areas. You've got your knowledge identification, which applies AI to identify knowledge and experts within the graph. Then you've got that knowledge curation, the topics that curate knowledge into topic pages, and then the actual topic cards find you in that apps that you use every single day on Microsoft Search. So using those topics to connect knowledge and discover topics as my slide builds out. Right, so topics create topic pages. And then those experts curate and augment the topic pages. And from there, those topic pages, topics build topic cards, which your team can surface in the apps that they use every single day. I've got a sample coming up of that. Again, back to the topic center, back to SOAR.
Project Cortex applies AI to understand the work that's happening across your organization and to identify knowledge topics. For each topic, Project Cortex generates a topic page, like this one for a project called SOAR. A topic page is like a Wikipedia page for the enterprise, built by AI. The topic page shows me a definition, people working on the project, and related resources. Of course, because Project Cortex is part of Microsoft 365, it maintains the privacy, security, and compliance you'd expect. Administrators can control what content is included in topics, and I am only seeing what I have access to. Further down the page, there's a map of related topics from across the organization, and conversations, questions, and answers about the topic. Topics are detected, and pages like this are built automatically by the advanced AI of Project Cortex. But of course, topic pages get better with experts. Experts can approve, create, and edit topics with wiki-like simplicity. For example, as an expert in the topic, I can edit the topic page and add an alternate name. I can also pin an expert or an important resource. As experts add their knowledge and resources, they're actually teaching AI to be better at the same time, and AI keeps these pages up to date. So topic pages give you the best of AI and human intelligence, a great example of augmented intelligence. Topics can be projects like this one, products, processes, customers, or any knowledge that's important to your organization. We've all had to get up to speed quickly in a new job, role, or project, right? Imagine a new team member using Microsoft Search to get up to speed on Project SOAR. The first answer returned by Microsoft Search is the topic card for Project SOAR. Topic cards present a summary of the topic page and allow you to click through to the topic page for more in-depth knowledge. Project Cortex brings that knowledge to you in the apps you use every day. Here in Microsoft Teams, a colleague has referenced two topics, Mark 8 and SOAR. Project Cortex has automatically highlighted these references, indicating that they are topics. I can hover over a topic and a topic card appears. Topic cards will also appear in SharePoint, Word, and Outlook. Topic cards deliver knowledge and expertise just in time in the context of your work. Research shows that people waste hours a week just trying to connect to information and experts. Project Cortex, powered by Microsoft Graph and advanced AI, can save real time and real money by reducing that waste and empowering people with knowledge at their fingertips. Best of all, Project Cortex builds on the content you already have so you can get more value from the investment you've made in Microsoft 365.
Thank you, Mr. Cortana. So we all know Microsoft continues to lead in content services, the Forrester Wave, the Gartner Magic Quadrant. Again, I'm going to share these with you if you want to bring them back to your office. The savings, improved governance and control. I think this is very similar to what I showed you guys earlier. So let's let's see this. This was the invoice that I showed you earlier.
In any organization, people spend inordinate amounts of time combing through content to find and process information. At Woodgrove Bank, trade confirmations include information about stock trades, such as fees. Imagine you're in charge of ensuring fees are compliant. As a human being, you can look at this document, identify each piece of information, and evaluate the fee. But imagine doing that for dozens, hundreds, or thousands of documents. Processing content is time-consuming, error-prone, and not the best use of your human ingenuity. Project Cortex lets you teach AI to read a document and extract information like you do, with AI models you can build with no code. This particular model has been trained to identify the fee in a trade confirmation document. The model also recognizes the other relevant information in a trade confirmation. Project Cortex then uses your models to automatically process content, extract information, and apply metadata to content. With rich metadata, you can find and work with content more easily. You can automatically apply sensitivity and retention labels to manage compliance, and you can streamline processes, such as flagging files that deserve attention, like these two trades that have unusually high fees. AI-powered content understanding in Project Cortex builds on the foundational content services of SharePoint with content management superpowers that integrate seamlessly with Power Automate and Microsoft Information Protection.
Thank you, Mr. Cortana. So the three different SharePoint Syntex areas, right? We talked about this earlier: content understanding, content processing, and then compliance. Where AI was and where it's going, really that conventional machine learning, large training sets, getting that human expertise for later on down the line. Kind of my money slide, if you will. The new AI services and capability make it classify those apps using Syntex. So you've got that sort of the 4 different areas: manually add content, really using the content, various content types, being able to detect it, whether it's using a scanner or whatever it is, processing it, and then really understanding and capturing the most important thing, the metadata through contracts, bills of lading, unstructured documents. And when I talk about that document understanding, it's really created in the content center. The model is created in the native interface. It really helps on the unstructured file formats and training classifier, and can be applied to multiple libraries. Form processing, very, very similar to what the demo that I showed you a second ago. And this is what the document library would look like. Really thumbnails, over 300 types delivered through Teams and through SharePoint, using responsive design, sync files to any device using OneDrive, move them among libraries and metadata, and then bulk editing, checking in, checking out. So having that sort of having that amazing metadata foundation, all of this is going to improve your search experience long-term. Having proper tags, enriching the content, and really having a fabulous enterprise content type. I've got like a minute left, so I'm just going to run through these, but again, I'm going to share some of these slides with you. But having the new metadata capabilities within Cortex is not like anything before. And I know certain companies are rolling it out, but this is the future. The taxonomy extractors, the term store reports, the content type pushes, and then the new import format. This is where the graph and the connectors sort of all come together. And compliance integration. Information protection, built-in encryption, key management, Syntex, and basically Microsoft 365 is #1 as far as security goes. Information governance, advanced e-discovery, and then advanced audit capabilities. At the end of the day, right, you want improved precision and consistency when it comes to your search. Right, so I sort of mentioned this earlier, 82% of managers expect to have more flexible work from home policies. 59% of employees express concern about burnout. And then 40% reported decreased mental health, right? So what does that mean at the end of the day? All businesses depend on people, teams, organizations, individual employees, and then you've got your external shareholders and stakeholders. It's really up to your organization to equip these leaders to respond to this disruption, plan recovery, reimagine their organization to grow resiliently. Individual employees, I mean, I wish everyone sort of was sort of on board with this employee well-being, boost employee engagement. It's not easy in the work from home scenario. I mean, I see it every day within our organization. I see it in other organizations as well. It's so easy to use email as a crutch, but how do we get off email and really, respond, recover, and then reimagine what the future is going to look like? I'm gonna skip here. Let's see. Right, reimagine what these dashboards, what it's going to be like at the end of the day. Let's see. Showed you this already. These are some case studies. Let's the Mott McDonald one we talked about already. So what's next? So Syntex is here, or it's basically in general release in early 2021, which is where we're at right now. Just more capabilities. And again, when it comes to next step planning, these envisioning sessions to explore knowledge and insights, again, I'm giving you these slides. 3 minutes over. I think I got it, Joel.
Well done. Well done, Jeff.
That was like a fire hose, yet a little bit refreshing. That was a lot of content.